Kia ora and welcome back to the channel. Today we are in New Zealand, flying from Queenstown to Christchurch in the Zibo 737 here in XP12. We've got dramatic alpine views lined up as we fly through New Zealand's stunning South Island. If you enjoy immersive scenic flights, make sure you stay till the end. And as always, feel free to suggest new routes. I'm always looking for ideas. It's currently 8:24 in the morning, and there's the Zibo in the all black, looking good. Now hopping into the cockpit. As always, I will start with the weights. Charts, flight plan, estimated 04 weight is 55015 minus 43111, which gives us 11,000. Looks like we're going to be a bit light. 904. So we'll go 296. 296. Sorry, excuse me. There we go. Right, fuel wise we will need, wow, it's going to be a short flight, okay, let me just go full figure, 3508, so basically 3.5 tons. I think this is meant to be a, bear with me, 39-minute flight. So I guess I can start fueling up. And remove catering, bring on baggage, and very soon passengers will follow. Close some doors.
Ground flight deck hose is connected and starting refueling.
Perfect. I'm just beginning to wonder whether I had indeed requested fuel. Heading over to the FMS. I can never remember the airport codes because I've never done a New Zealand flight. Queenstown.
Ground flight deck fuel is all loaded up and you are good to go.
Well, that was quick. IRS should align. Trim air on. Window heat. Going downwards. Electric hydraulics can come on. And that's the sound you can hear in the background. Right, now I can verify position. Flying to NZCH, November Zulu Charlie Hotel. Flight number November Zulu 5644. Flying to Queenstown. This always gets me off guard. S4459, so that's this one. Back to page 2. I'm going on airway Quebec 787 to Timjo. Then we go Yankee 153 to Dopkey. Which takes us to our arrival, Dopkey 4A. Guess I'll put that in. So we're ILS runway 2, Dopkey 4A. Delete the discontinuity, hopefully no vectors. Perfect. Start boarding. Just going to align the standby and then engage air traffic control. Right, ATC, November Zulu Charlie Hotel. There's no alternates, which is fine. I believe I'm cruising altitude to be 27,000 feet. It's a good thing I double checked. Q787 to Timjo and Yankee 153 to Dopkey. Oops. And New Zealand 5644.
Queenstown delivery.
Now back to the FMS. Activate route.
44. Request IFR clearance. Christchurch International.
And then we carry on with the weights.
44. Cleared to Christchurch International. Routing as filed. Climb via Bravo Romeo Golf 1. Flight level 270. Score 1303. QNH 1021.
Cleared IFR to Christchurch International. Route as filed. Climb via Bravo Romeo Golf 1. Flight level 270. Squawk 1303. QNH 1021. New Zealand 5644.
New Zealand 5644. Reset correct. Contact tower 118.100. When ready for taxi.
I figured while the instructions were fresh, I might as well put the squawk code and QNH. For the flights, I'll put 2 and then 1.5 to give us a total of 3.5. 04 weight is 55 point. Okay, 0.0. Cost index 17. And cruising altitude 27,000 feet. Average wind 319 at 017. I said 006. We are a bit light, so I'll go for a chilled out takeoff. Flaps 5, V2 speed 138. Cruising altitude 270. Direct no flight steps. And perhaps when I do a long haul flight, we might get something with steps. One minute till IRS is aligned. Contact tower when ready to taxi. Great tower. Just to make sure that we get the right runway.
Queenstown Tower, Museum 5644. Request departure via Bravo Romeo Golf 1.
Departure runway and standard instrument departure set.
44. Cleared to Christchurch International. Routing as filed. Climb via Bravo Romeo Golf 1. Tango India Mike Juliet Oscar. Flight level 270. Score 1303. QNH 1020.
Cleared IFR to Christchurch International route as filed. Climb via Bravo Romeo Golf 1. Tango India Mike Juliet Oscar. Flight level 270. Swap 1303. QNH 1020. Museum 5644.
New Zealand 5644. Read that correct.
Now we told QNH 1020. Exterior inspection. I'll say that's all good. Doors have been closed. Foiling is complete. Let's runway 02. Sorry, 05. Okay, that's good. If it was this small one, that would have been tragic, to say the least. So there's going to be a U-turn on the runway. Oh yes, so the backtrack lines are there. Right, left pumps, APU, that's more than 3 seconds, so that's fine, and might as well turn the right pumps on as well. Seat belts.
Captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. We do ask that all passengers
27,000 feet.
at this time and please fasten your seatbelt. Just as a reminder, we
Your
cannot leave
damper
the
on.
until carrying items are properly put away. All overhead bins are closed and all passengers are seated.
I wonder what the landing altitude will be in Christchurch. we'll go with 150. Because it's a short route, I probably should have gone with 26k. Takeoff speeds. I think our V2 speed is still 138, which is fine. The takeoff weight center of gravity is 25.2, and that has us ready to go with pushback, I would say. Trim sets. Flap indicators good. Takeoff configuration warning test complete. Oh, ignore a couple of things here, just scan through. Everything is all good on this side. Airport and terrain. And airport and terrain can come on the first officer's side as well. You can see all the mountains are on the terrain radar. Which way were we going again? Okay. Request pushback.
Hey, Captain, let me know where you want this thing. Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
FMS is all set. APU on the bus, bleed air. APU and ground power unit disconnected. Going to close the doors. Then drive all the way, ground handling. Sometime today. Okay, we're going away.
All right. Looks like the doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect. Welcome aboard, Captain. Tow's connected, bypass pins inserted. Go ahead and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go.
Release and parking brake.
Here comes the pushback. Light them up.
Queenstown Tower, New Zealand 5644, Gate 7, QNH 1020.
That seems a bit crazy.
New Zealand 5644. Information X-ray current. Start up approved.
I'm not sure what that was. I sincerely hope that that's not how things are done in New Zealand. Hydraulic pressures are over 2800.
Morning, folks, on the flight deck. Get your
Packs are off.
ride. It looks like it should be pretty good. So we're playing out a smooth ride. Get there as soon as we can. It's safe. Take 310. Well,
Starts in engine 2.
airborne. Long forward.
Sounds like it's ready to be mixture.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake.
Parking brake set.
And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
Engine start switch for engine 1 set to ground. Well, that comes on. I better double check our departure courses. Engine 1 is ready to be mixed, so that's getting mixed, and then set the course to 5-2. In real life, you'd probably use your charts. Head into 5-2.
And we're disconnected. Signal and pin on the left. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
First officer's course as well to 5-2. Packs on. Packs to auto, isolation valve set to auto. APU bleed off. Engines 1 and 2 on the bus. APU can come off. There's our bypass pin, so we can lower the flaps. Flaps 5.
Smoking is not allowed at any time. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying smoke detectors in the lab.
Queenstown Tower, Museum 56.
I've got all of the sets.
From 874, departure.
New Zealand 56.
Flight directions on.
Information X-ray current. Runway 05, taxi via apron. And runway
LNAV, VNAV. So there's VNAV, but there's no LNAV, which is interesting.
Runway 05, taxi line apron. And runway 32. Hold short, runway 05, Museum 56.
I should head in the sets as well. I better double check my takeoff speeds. There we go. So it's gone up by 2 knots. So V2 speed is 140. Auto breakdown. Fuel reset. Okay. First on the set.
The vest, open the cover by pulling the red tab or compartment handle. Wait.
Release parking brake. Taxi and runway turn off lights on. Engine start switches to continuous. All doors are closed. Everything is already set from what I can see. Anti-collision lights should have been on since pushback. Oops. probe heats are on. Full front, full back, full left, full right, full left rudder, full right rudder, that's fine.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Takeoff configuration warning, test, that's fine. Hydrogen particles only. Where to stop at Alpha 4 or Alpha 3, so I'll pick Alpha 3.
New Zealand 5644. Report ready.
Wilco, New Zealand 5644. Queenstown Tower, New Zealand 5644. Ready for departure.
New Zealand 5644. Cross runway 32. Backtrack for left. Runway 05. Clears for takeoff. Wind 350 degrees 5 knots.
Cross runway 32. Backtrack full lane. Runway 05. Cleared for takeoff. New Zealand 5644.
Landing lights are on. Strobe lights are on as well. We have no LNAV just yet. And there's the vibration from the engines. The weather should be good, at least according to our weather radar. I think I'm going to keep it on terrain for now. Transponder TARA. Oops. Toga. I probably should have requested the weather before doing that.
knots.
80 knots checked.
E1, rotate.
Rotate. autopilot is activated, so we're starting with this turn, which it seems we're a bit late for. We're meant to be at above 3,600. Flaps 1. Why is there black smoke? Flaps up. And just like that, sunrise in New Zealand. Let it break off. And then gear off. And then engine start switches to auto. Oops. Biggest cabin crew. Pressure's in good. If New Zealand can look this good in X-Plane, then I can only imagine what it looks like in real life. Perhaps I'll add New Zealand to my list of places to visit. We're above 10,000 feet, so strobe lights can come off, landing lights can come off as well. Running turn off taxi lights. Seatbelts to auto. Sunglasses.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we climb to our cruise altitude, for your safety, it's important to remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened anytime the seatbelt sign is on. Even if the sign is off, please keep your seatbelt fastened in case we experience unexpected rough air. Also remember to use caution when opening overhead bins, as items may have shifted during the flight. We've now reached an altitude where it is safe to use approved electronic devices. Please be reminded that federal regulations prohibit the use of cellular network services during the flight. After the meal service, duty-free sales will begin. The catalog in your seat pocket describes the merchandise available today. We accept all major credit cards, US dollars, and other currencies.
Recall. We've gone past our transition altitude, so alternate is the standard. I loaded up the plane while it was still 4:20 AM in New Zealand, so I had the lighting set. We don't really need it to be that bright right now. Panel's okay. It doesn't seem like LiveTraffic is picking up any planes in this part of New Zealand. Hopefully that changes as we get to Christchurch. The terrain seems very mountainous. It's June, which means summer for quite a few of us, but apparently it's winter down in New Zealand. So I'll probably be back for another New Zealand flight around July, August, when they're even deeper into winter. Actually expected more turbulence in the mountains, but I'm not complaining. We are 150 nautical miles away from New Zealand. Should be arriving pretty low on info. Perhaps I should have attacked. So we should be arriving in 28 minutes.
Thousand to go.
In a few seconds we should be approaching our top of climb and stay home 27,000 feet. Hopefully our wings don't get iced up. Right, back to weather radar, just to make sure we don't encounter any surprises. Wow, that changed quickly. We are 47 nautical miles away from our top of descent. Giving us 7 minutes roughly.
We'll update you once we start our descent. For now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight with us.
I'm not sure if this is a new Zibo thing. It looks like the announcements happen on their own. Considering how short this flight is, it's really done by an ATR 200. Let's figure out what's in the Zibo. Let's see whether I can tune into Christchurch and get the weather information. Okay, we're still 130 miles away from Christchurch. Probably why I can't find it. So I'll do something else. Request weather en route. No, it's got a limit to. I wonder what Aerosmith station is. Perhaps somewhere I can come back to in the Magnite 787. I've always wanted to do an ice landing in the Magnite 787. Let's see. Interesting. I can't find it on Flight Radar. Aerosmith. There's an Aerosmith station. Looks like it's only got a runway, but that's all. Let's see. So that's Aerosmith station. I think it's for bush flying, not for airliners. No, so much for that dream. Seeing one aircraft. That's a good sign. Isn't the graphics or are my wings beginning to freeze? As we approach our top of descent, I'd better change the altitude on the MCP panel to 11,000 feet. So in the next 15 miles the plane will start to go down on its own. That's a very short cruise. direct approach. So from Donkey all the way in. The runway course is 016. I've set that as the head and the first officer's course as well. And in the next 8.7 miles we should be beginning our outward descent. That's weather. It's 016, that's fine. Over 2,000 feet. But keep an eye out on terrain. Alright, for our approach briefing, arrival into Christchurch is expected to be via the Donkey 4A arrival for runway 02. We'll follow the Yankee 153 airway, which I think we're already on, and expect vectors for final, but hopefully not. We can just follow the FMS. Weather should be VFR quality with moderate winds out of the northwest. We'll configure early given the short stage length, and we're planning a flaps 30 landing. Christchurch is a relatively flat airport, so no terrain risks. So decision altitude will be 200. Have we got an intimidating approach fix here? Like the right one we used the ILS one. Missed approach 4,000. It's actually I've set it to 4,000 here. There's no auto land capability, but we'll use our ILS until we get to 1,000 feet. ILS frequency is 109.9. 109.9. First officer's side has been set. And we've got that in the primary flight display. Alright, frequency change, let's try again. Christchurch International.
Christchurch International Tower, up 118.40. Christchurch International Tower, 118.40.
That was very rude. They did not give me the opportunity to communicate with the control tower. The weather.
West line at Christchurch International.
QNH 1019. QNH 1019. Wind is fine. They never give us a temperature. Let's do it the old school way. It is 127.2. 127.2. So 80s. Temperature when I requested the weather for Christchurch. So I'll just go with the information that I've got. Landing altitude. So landing weight estimated 56630. There should be a fairly smooth landing. I'll go to wing 1. Arriving 02. Crossing our transition altitude, so up at the QNH that I've got, which is 1019, and that is to say on the standby and first officers. So I should have kept it at 2000 anyway, because that is the altitude at which we'll capture the light stream. Flaps 15, speed is 151. It's final approach. miles away from the runway.
All large devices must be turned off and stowed. May continue.
To zoom in on the ND to 40 miles, and Albert should be here. Right, we're approaching 10,000 feet, so landing lights, runway turn off lights can come on. Engine start switches to auto, strobe lights on. The seatbelts can come on. Landing calculations complete.
Control, using 5644. Once frequency change to Christchurch International Tower up 118 decimal 400. Recall Christchurch International Tower 118 decimal 400 using 5644 Christchurch International Tower using 5644 request flight ratio.
1022 is the real alternative. Temperature 2. 1022. Visibility more than 10 miles. Like 10,000. Finally, we can see planes. Let's just hope we don't collide with any of them. I imagine they're all flying from Ashburton. So AMZ 704M is a ATR 72 heading to Christchurch as well. But it looks like we will be arriving first. ZK deck is just a Piper 28 with no destination. So even if it was landing, it would probably be using 02 left. And we're back to our landing preparation. We've got everything we need. Stand by. those are continuous. I can zoom in the ND to 20 miles. Perfect. Roughly 17 miles away from the airport. Well, it says 11. 16 miles. Yeah. And we should be on the ground in 3 minutes. We'll see. Can we make it in 3 minutes? Oops. Nope, not in 3 minutes. 1932. Sorry, 2132. So 5 minutes. Flaps 1. Localizer. Yep, we've got localizer.
1,000 to go.
Flap 5.
2500.
Flight 10. Landing gear down. Flaps 15. Taxi lights on. And it looks like we're going so soon. The ATR 72 is catching up with us. Let's see whether sunglasses can help with this. It looks like we're flying blind. Let's go flaps 14. Make it nice and slow. Approach route selected. We seem to be flying straight into the sunrise. What was our ref? 135. that's the ATR behind. And that's us.
$1,000.
Right, I think it is time to disconnect to pilot and just follow the instructions.
$500. $400. $300.
Oops.
200.
Is that the wrong way? Yep, that's the wrong way. I had to put on the sunglasses last minute.
100. Approaching minimums. 50. 40. 30. Minimum. 20. 10.
Wow. That was such a beautiful approach. I thought the touchdown was going to be equally as nice.
80 knots.
No braking. Storm reverses.
Gentlemen, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened and your carry-on items towed until the aircraft.
High speed exit.
You may now use mobile phones or other handheld devices. However, laptop computers may not be used at this time.
The speed breaks down. And we're just going to hold here and watch a couple of replays before we call it a day. It took us 42 minutes to arrive.
New Zealand 5644. Contact Christchurch International Route 119.600. Goodbye.
Contact
Parking
Christchurch
brake.
International Route 119.600. Museum 5644. Goodbye. Christchurch International Route Museum 5644. Runway vacated.
Let's see if I can capture the New
New
Zealand.
Zealand 5644. Christchurch International Route. Simone. Taxi 21 via Alpha 4 and Alpha.
Taxi 21 by Alpha 4 and Alpha. Museum 5644.
Yeah, I used up a lot of runway. We'll do the replay while waiting for the Air New Zealand to land. Nothing to worry about. X-plane always hooks when I try to replay. Where's the Air New Zealand gone? Ah, there we are. Did that look like a tail strike? Glad to know it's not just me that usually ends up with a tail strike. flying into the sun. Couldn't see anything. Not bad. Perhaps I should have done this angle. I don't know what all that smoke is. And then I can park across there. And just like that, welcome to New Zealand. Sorry, welcome to Christchurch. I've almost forgot it was a domestic flight. Where is parking? Which parking were we given? 2-1, which is probably somewhere around here. Okay. And it's got auto gates. Perfect. Release parking brake. Auto brake can come off. Flaps on. Engine start switches off. Strobe lights off. Landing lights off. Weather radar off, and steering radar on. First officer's ND can come off. Transponder, I'll set that to 2000 and set it to standby. Oops. Flight directors off. Airspeed indicated to 100. Just approach altitude is 100. I don't think the lights actually made a difference. Nope. It's daytime. But yeah, set it to medium. Off. APU can come on. lights and taxi lights can come off. Standby altimeter mode. ILS is off. And that is gate 21 over there. Start to slow down to 2 knots. Oops. Two meters, 1 meter. Oops. Stop. Well, I hope it works. I think you're going to stop at the OK. Or does it say stop usually? Well, we'll find out. APU generators on the bus. We can cut off both engines now. Oops, why is this? What's going on with this? Okay. Thank you for joining me yet again on another flight. Hope to see you on the next one. Still more to come. Probably more Airbus and Magna 787 if I can get it to work on Explain. And eventually the Sparky 747. See you next time.